product not yet rated.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back. But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? We've all gotta start from somewhere, and it's right there for me. The possibilities are never ending. Blue, red, yellow, pink, green. There's a color on the rainbow for every character in the Sonic franchise. Similar to gazing up into the sky and seeing a rainbow, playing Sonic Unleashed fills me with happiness and a sense of excitement and wonder. This little blue furry with a weird cyclops eye and a chili dog addiction had my ass glued to a chair in front of the TV for weeks. I was a tiny lad back in the fall of 2008 when it was first released, and I couldn't keep my fat, chubby little fingers off the controller. The exhilarating rush of speed during the daytime levels had me pooping my pants in excitement, and the game has arguably one of the best presentations of any Sonic games, with vibrant visuals and a soundtrack that, like most Sonic games, was banger after banger after banger. I see it now, it's always been inside of me, and now I feel so free, and there's possibility. The only issue was the werehog stages. Like Sonic, the beast within me was unleashed anytime I was forced to play one of these. Since 2008, Sonic has seen many different games released. How does Sonic Unleashed stack up? Stay tuned to find out. The story of this game is pretty straightforward. In one of the best CGI cutscenes of the series, the game begins with Sonic confronting his longtime arch nemesis Dr. Eggman aboard the spaceships from Dead Space. The blue boy goes Super Saiyan and manages to corner the evil Doctor, but ends up trapped by his Chaos Energy Cannon, losing his supersonic form and the power of the Chaos Emeralds in the process. Eggman's misuse of the Emeralds unleashes the monstrous Dark Gaia, shattering the planet into 7 pieces and transforming Sonic into a werehog at night, and making me feel some type of way. Anyway, teaming up with the amnesic creature Chip, Sonic embarks on a world adventure to restore the Chaos Emerald's power and save the planet. Along the way, they bask in the glory of various different cultures and meet several kooky and zany characters. As they gather the emeralds and confront Eggman, Dark Gaia's resurgence threatens global destruction, culminating in a climactic battle where Sonic ultimately triumphs with Chip's aid, who was earlier revealed to be the creature's counterpart, Light Gaia. Chip dies a warrior's death, and with the world saved and Sonic cured of his werehog form, he bids farewell to his new best buddy. He then runs off with his friends into the sunset and happily ever after, until Sonic Boom. Let me start by saying the game looks fantastic and the hub worlds are full of charm with the different cultures on display. The story is exactly what I want from a Sonic game. The story is nothing crazy like Adventure 2 was, but rather it lightens the scope in terms of characters and narrows its focus on Chip and Sonic, where his voice acting performance from Jason Griffith is the absolute best in the entire series. The story itself is surprisingly personal for being a globe-trotting adventure. Sonic doesn't really go through any kind of character arc in any of his games, but he always served as a constant personality and a catalyst for events, and Unleashed is no exception. Chip starts the game as a whiny little freak who pisses his pants at the sight of Sonic's werehog form, but through the course of the game, witnessing Sonic's heroic deeds time and time again, Chip becomes more brave and becomes hungrier and thirstier for the spotlight. This culminates after he regains his memories, with him sacrificing himself for the boys. Overall, solid story. Unleash introduced the boost style of gameplay to the franchise, and if the entire franchise was like this, well, you might as well boost through my bank account. The daytime stages are a thrilling roller coaster ride of high-speed platforming action that truly encapsulates the essence of Sonic's iconic gameplay. Sonic's moveset is the most versatile he's ever had, and includes running, faster running, jumping, the homing attack, grinding on rails, and many more. The level design is constructed in a way that encourages players to explore different paths and discover hidden secrets, which is something that future games would struggle with. At the time of the game's release, the stages were heavily criticized for being linear and boost to win, but if you compare this to what we get now, nowadays, Sonic fans would give their left butt cheek to have levels like these again. This was also the series' first venture back into 2D, and while future titles would turn the 2D into the main dish of the game, they're more of a side dish or an appetizer in this one. These stages are some of the best in the entire series. Now, how did the nighttime stages hold up? I wasn't expecting much heading into this one, and while my PTSD wasn't as bad as I thought, it holds up about as well as you would expect me lifting any weights in the gym. The transition to Sonic the Werehog introduces a drastic departure from the platforming roots of the series, instead opting for a lackluster imitation of the God of War formula. As Sonic trudges through tedious stages, the gameplay becomes a slog, with repetitive battles comprising the majority of the experience. Combat boils down to mindlessly mashing heavy attacks without consequence, and there's little incentive to vary tactics or utilize other moves like light attacks or grabs, rendering them basically useless. The only saving grace is the dash button, which mercifully speeds up the otherwise sluggish pace of these encounters. Besides the combat, Sonic Unleashed features a number of insultingly simplistic puzzles that merely serve as filler to the canon stuff. Overall, there's nothing clever about the way the game has been designed, and honestly, the night sections in Sonic Unleashed feel like any other mindless brawler. They seem to be there to just make you wait until you can play the fun parts of the game again. The Werehog segments are a letdown compared to Sonic's signature high-speed platforming, overshadowed by uninspired combat mechanics and tedious level design. The OST of Sonic Unleashed is one of the best in the whole franchise, and elevates the game from decent to great in my eyes. Composed by Tomoya Otani, the soundtrack features a wide range of musical genres, including rock, jazz, orchestral, and electronic music, each tailored to fit the various environments Sonic encounters throughout his journey. The soundtrack boosts the gameplay with the fast-paced tracks during Sonic's daytime sections, perfectly complementing the exhilarating sense of speed and freedom as players blast through at the speed of sound. Tracks like Windmill Isle Day and Rooftop Run Day are a few of the highlights, standing out because of their upbeat rhythms and ability to add excitement and momentum to the gameplay. The music for the Werehog stages adopts an edgier and more atmospheric tone, reflecting the slower paced, combat-focused gameplay. Tracks such as Savannah Citadel and Dragon Road effectively convey a sense of mystery and tension, immersing players in the eerie atmosphere of the night stages. Overall, Sonic Unleashed soundtrack is the fucking bomb, with its variety, catchy melodies, and dynamic vocal tracks adding to the experience. Whether racing through cities or exploring ruins, the music will arouse your ears at every second. Sonic Unleashed, while not perfect, is a fantastic return to form for the franchise and is definitely worth checking out. The daytime levels are filled with fair, fun, and satisfying platforming, tons of speed and enemies, and the aesthetics looked really cool with the different countries you could visit and the cultures you could encounter. And the music, you could close your eyes and choose any song and still be able to vibe. The one negative, the night stages, are still filled with tons of wacky combo moves and hordes of enemies to smash into. They are pretty mediocre when stacked up to the rest of the game though.
Mediocre?
In hindsight, it's pretty fucked up that this game was met with the mediocre reviews when initially released, causing Sega to delist it and purge it from existence. Yet now, in a post-Lost World, Boom, and Forces world, people have come to appreciate it for what it is. Shame on all the incel redditors who banished this game to the Shadow Realm. But for the rest of us, with this game, there are endless possibilities. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!